Morning folks, welcome to an OCC Daily Queensland Weather App today, the 18th of March 2023. My name's Chris Nitzo. This update brought to you by our major sponsor townsvillesheds.com. Check them out if you're in the market for a shed-safe accredited shed. Right, we've got a lot of rainfall just east of the Torres Strait. That's pushing westwards. We've also got a weak circulation in the northeastern Coral Sea. That's in the process of dying. We have a trough system that's going to be tracking westwards across far north Queensland. We're going to see a big increase in shower activity over the northeast Queensland coastline tonight, and we're going to see an increase in rainfall activity across the northeastern Cape. We're already starting to see evidence of that this morning. As we go through today, we can see some isolated convection in the Gulf country and parts of northwest Queensland. We can also see that increase in rainfall coming in from the east into the Torres Strait and the northern parts of the tip end. We can also see some very isolated convective showers in the afternoon in the northeastern coast and adjacent inland areas, and through far north Queensland, a bit of isolated convection possible as well. As we go into tonight, you'll see this big massive shower activity coming into the northeast Queensland coastline, the possibility of some heavy rainfall developing there overnight tonight into early tomorrow, and a continuation of some heavy falls around the northeastern Cape into tomorrow as well. Quite a showery day for northeast Queensland tomorrow by the looks of that, and so too for the northeastern Cape and the Torres Strait. Rainfall between now and 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We can see quite a bit of rainfall activity in the northeastern Cape, Torres Strait region. You can see quite a bit of rainfall activity in northeast Queensland, those favoured pockets, particularly in that area, Gordonvale down to Cardwell, and up around the Cape Trib, Port Douglas, Daintree area. Outside of that, some convection across northwest Queensland is expected with some gusty winds. If anything does develop out here this arvo, could be some pretty gusty winds associated with it, and some very isolated shower activity across the Mackay coastline and ranges, the Whitsundays region, and through the Townsville coastline, maybe a couple of isolated showers. Outside of that, a very isolated shower or two around the eastern escarpments further southwards through Queensland. But overall, this is a northeast Queensland time period. That's our focus of with our weather attention over the next 24 to 48 hours. So northeast Queensland, northeast Cape, that's where the action's at. This is a bad period of weather for boaties. We're expecting to see southeasters at 15 to 20s in parts of this coastline, and then potential even as we go into tomorrow for 20 to 25 through parts of the coastline. Just be aware, with that increase in rainfall tonight across northeast Queensland, there will be some gusty, squally conditions that will be coming through with those showers tonight as well. So something to be aware of if you find yourself, unfortunately, out on the water in that northeast Queensland region. So that stuff that's happening tonight is expected to be accompanied by some very strong winds. The only exception of the rule is southeast Queensland. Some nice winds down there, fairly light winds, particularly in the southern parts of southeast Queensland. Once we get up to the Fraser Coast, it gets a bit windier. Right, we're still watching a Coral Sea low. It's out there in the area between New Caledonia and Vanuatu. It's going to stuff around out there for the rest of today. Into tomorrow, it's going to start to move northwest. And then as we progress through the week, we're going to see it continue to track westwards into the Coral Sea. Now, there is a fair bit of variation about whether the system continues and pushes into the Cape coastline or far north Queensland coastline, or whether the system stalls here, intensifies and pushes back to the southeast. There's a fairly sharp distinction there between those two. There's nothing really in the middle. So the idea is if it stays weak, it's going to hit the coast. If it gets strong, it's going to push away to the southeast. So that's what we're watching into next week. For more details on that, head on over to our subscription service at join.ozcyclonechasers.com.au and check out our subscription options. These two here, the iWall and the iWall Lite, give you access to all those video forecasts in greater amount of detail and depth, and we look much further ahead. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy that rainfall coming tonight into northeast Queensland, and stay safe if you're braving those waters.